I think you've seen a lot of stuff about me. Let me try to show you guys what are we trying to do in Talkdesk. So first, Talkdesk, I don't know if you guys know, it's a software company. So we do a cloud-based contact center. Where people ask, Mark, what is there to be done in contact center? It's kind of a boring old space. We believe it's not that, and I'll try to show why, and eventually show that AI can play a role here. We're lucky enough to be in between two amazing cities, San Francisco and Lisbon. Now we open in Porto, some other places, so I need some help getting a new picture. But connecting the bridges is not going to be that easy. So Talkdesk, let's just give you some numbers as a kind of segue for what's coming next. So we have 1,400 customers around the world. So we serve these customers, and these customers have contact center agents. That's basically what we do. We provide a system for contact center agents to operate. So we serve millions of agents per day, which serve millions and millions of clients that contact their customers through us. So we have millions of calls, a lot of data coming in. And why is this important? Because if you look at some statistics, you see that more and more people are actually connected. More and more people are connected to social networks. More people are connected using mobile devices, and this is just going up. And so this means that company like us and company like many others that work on the space serving people, you have more data. You can do more stuff. You can actually transform a space which used to be boring. You call a contact center and someone asks you, hey, good morning, how can I help you? And they have no idea who's on the other side. They have no idea if I'm happy, if I'm sad. They have no idea if I'm about to churn, if I just make a big acquisition and I want to actually do something with them. They have no idea, totally blind. And so we are in the position to start using all the data we can combine here and actually do a better job, helping our customers doing a better job. And then, how actually can AI can play a role here? So we can start basically connecting all that data. So if you are in a mobile device doing some acquisition or hotel reservation, for instance, you are having some problems, you call the contact center, and instead of having the traditional, hey, how can I help you? If you can have, hey, Marco, how are you today? I know you were trying to finish a reservation for Pestana in Porto Santo for these days. How can I help you? Closing the deal. That's different, right? The type of experience you have is a bit different from, hey, how can I help you today? And today, we have technology, we have access to that data. You can actually learn and start changing those experiences. And we have the computer power and everything to start analyzing all this data. It's possible. And this is not science fiction. It's happening today. What I'm telling you is something we are already doing today. So with all this data, we can start learning more about customers, about markets, about insights. And then when you combine all this with all those technologies, chatbots, the voice recognition, those systems like Google presented where you actually are talking to a virtual agent. So the conclusion is, okay, let's replace the agents. We don't need people anymore, right? Actually wrong. The thing is, the more e-commerce you have, the more interactions without a human in the middle. When you do acquisitions, when you do some kind of a service, when you have a problem, you want to talk to someone. When you have a problem, you can try to fix some stuff on those chatbots, which usually are annoying, especially if you have a problem. Because if you have a problem, kind of I'm not in the mood to spend time trying to get things to work. And so according to a lot of our customers and really strong entities, they say that 83% of people across different generations, which was a big surprise for us, they prefer, when they have a real problem, they prefer to get online and talk to someone. And this doesn't mean the interaction cannot start with a chatbot, cannot start with a chat, start talking to people, but in the end, you might get to a point where you actually talk to someone. Okay, so we cannot replace the agents, right? By the way, have any idea how many agents, people that is working on contact centers, formal and informal, are there in the world? Any idea? We're talking about, according to some numbers, it's difficult to close the number, around 40 million people that every day spend 7 to 8 hours getting interactions, getting someone to complain, reaching out to sell. So it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people we can try to help. And if you think that those 40 million people actually spend 7 hours per day interacting, or let's say 6 hours per day, interaction with 5 minutes average, it's a lot of people they are talking to. So the impact on our customers, it's huge. It's really, really huge. So we believe that if we can empower the agents, if you can give them more tools, they can probably do a better service. They can do a better job. And if they do a better job, we can have basically conversations that are more meaningful, are more genuine, because you know a bit more about what's going on. And this can help better customer service, less friction, happy customers. Happy customers on these days is really important, is the key. If you go online and buy something, if you have an option to buy 5% cheaper, but you don't trust the company because the post-sale is not that good, are you going to go for the 5% cheaper or the one that you know that something happens, they are there for you? So customer retention is the key thing on this digital space. So what we have to do to help our customers, what we have to do to help our agents. First, context is key. Context means whatever you can learn about people, or wherever you can learn about who's on the other side, that is important. But then, as it happens on other spaces, too much data is not helpful. Too much data is just noise. So you have to get all this data, you get all this context, and then you have to put it in perspective. And so intelligence without context is just nothing. It just doesn't help anyone. So the thing is, you really have to get to know your customers, and if you do this, you can get a picture of who's on the other side. Is it happy customer, about to churn, VIP, whatever is moving, is transitioning, what's happening there, you have to collect that data. And this gives you a picture, but guess what? An interaction is not a picture, it's actually a movie. Because if you call someone, you get a picture, but then this goes and keeps moving. So we have to transition from one picture into a real-time data. And real-time is even more interesting, because then you have to apply AI and those techniques on a real-time environment where you have a couple seconds to help. One example, we have some customers that are doing, again, customer support. Canon, for instance, the guys with the lens. They are our customer, they have people calling in to ask information about specific products, and the moment they talked about the product, we can get that, transcript from voice to text, get that keyword, go into the knowledge base, and show to the agent, this customer is talking about this. Here's some useful data. So helping the agent do a better job. Same, if you're selling something, and the other side, someone talks about our competition, maybe we have some data we want to get the agent to know about what should you say if this customer is talking about one of our competitors. And so this is what we have to do in real time, and that's difficult. That's difficult because you have to transcript the voice to text, understand the context of that interaction, understand what is meaningful, and then give it to an agent in a certain way that can be useful. Again, too much data, not useful. The agent will not have the time to start understanding what's meaningful inside all that information, because again, keep in mind, he's on the phone. Most likely, a supervisor might be watching, and he knows that. Sometimes the supervisor is actually talking to him at the same time. So we really have to be careful how we can assist, how we can help. So again, real-time insights. So in the end, what are we talking about? Are we talking about a total human-less interaction, or are we going into a world of less human? And definitely less humans. And definitely for us is the second. We believe that for simple, basic interactions, there's no need to have a person. If you want to know, let's say, what are how do you pay your invoice? That's simple. You can call, get an SMS, and off you go. If you want to know some basic information, that's okay. You can interact with the chatbot. But when things get complicated, then you definitely need to make sure you have someone on the other side, which is skilled, which really knows what he's talking about, and has all the context about yourself, about your situation to help you, and get supported during the interaction to keep doing a better job. So that's a bit of what we are trying to do here at Talkdesk. So in the nutshell, if you think about all the different areas of investment. So we have, for sure, self-service. So again, we believe those technologies can be combined, and those chatbots are evolving a lot, and they are helpful, and they can give those tools to our customers to decide if I detect that this customer is the kind of guy that is calling me every day, maybe it's just alone at home, he likes to call, I start deflecting this call to some self-service channel. I don't want to spend time for my agents on this person. Sorry, it's my business. We have to make decisions like that. But if I know more about the person that is calling me, then I'm start making very interesting decisions, and that's smart routing. We have the power to make millions of matches per day. With whom will this person talk to? And that's really important, because guess what? What makes an interaction successful? What makes this pairing, this matching successful? Depends. Does this person have the right skills? That's basically probably the minimum stuff. But what about empathy? Does it make a difference that if I'm talking to someone, I actually get along with this person on those 5 minutes interaction? Will make a difference? And how do we measure empathy? It's about the sentiment of the voice as people is talking about during the interaction. And now how do I get that into my models so that I can learn, and next time when someone calls me on the same situation, I can actually route this call to a specific agent that I know is more likely to be successful. And so we are in this position of making millions of those decisions per day. And if we do that right, our customers will have a much better customer satisfaction. If we do that wrong, it's actually the other way around. You can have a lot of different problems. And how do we learn this? Depends on the context. For instance, in the US, we learned that if a guy is from East Coast, if you put him to talk to someone from the West Coast, not going to work. We learned that putting it was kind of common knowledge, but in some specific business, that's super detectable for those algorithms. And we start advising our customers, look, you probably have to start putting more data about your own agents, about their background, about where they come from. Start trying to understand, can you collect that data for your customers and use that as part of the matching engine. Is it true for Europe? Probably, yes, depending on the business. You don't want to, if you are here in Portugal, you probably want to talk to someone that somehow you connect. And how do you measure connect? I have no idea. That's where I believe AI and machine learning can help us a lot, because they can detect patterns that we don't even know that are there and exist. The agent augmentation, so means enriching the context as we speak. So when the interaction starts, we can start putting let's say a color code. This person is unhappy. Okay. If this person is unhappy, let's trigger something for the supervisor to start seeing what's going on. And then is the agent being able to bring the satisfaction of this person a bit up? For instance, if we start by saying, hey, Marco, how are you today? That probably brings it up a bit, because I feel known. I feel, okay, this company knows about me. Those that I'm the one calling. You're not just putting on hold and say, okay, give me a couple minutes so I can see what's going on. So, and all this interaction, all this enrichment is something we do in real time, and trying to augment, trying to give more power to the agent. And the same thing with the caller. So as much as we can learn, as much as we can know, even before we decide which person are we going to deliver this interaction, we can make huge, important decisions, like VIP person, top of the line, goes for a different queue, will be immediately taken care. A customer super unhappy, I know that, I can detect that, send it to another place. So all those things we can learn and we can decide. So in the end, in a nutshell, it all goes back to a picture. So we believe today contact center space is a bit on the left, at least not on our non-customers, they are on that part. We hope our customers are kind of transitioning to this part, which is if we have data, you give a bit more color to the interaction. And if you can use that data and learn with not just this person, but all the interactions, eventually we can get to a much clearer picture, and that can lead to a much better customer service. Thank you so much.